Personal Choice segment tonight. Speaking in Virginia yesterday, Governor John Kasich was explaining how he was elected to Congress in 1978.
We just got an army of people who, and many women who left their kitchens to go out and go door to door and to put yard signs up for me all the way back when, you know, things were different. Now you call homes and everybody's out working.
I want to say your comment earlier about the women came out of the kitchen to support you. I'll come to support you, but I won't be coming out of the kitchen.
I got you. I got you.
Now, predictably, some grievance people were offended by the governor's remarks.
I thought that it was incredibly tone deaf. You know, we're talking about 1978. My mother wasn't in the kitchen, and that's not to say there isn't anything wrong with being a stay-at-home mom, but the blanket statement that all the women that voted for him got out of the kitchen was, I think, offensive.
Baloney. Joining us now from Washington, Katie Pavlich, here in New York City, Kennedy. So here's my position.
Yes.
Anybody offended by that? In the context of which it was said,
yeah.
All right, that it was a different time in 1978. Far more women were homemakers, but they left their home to elect John Kasich. All right, anybody offended by that is a pinhead.
I agree with you. I mean, this is the biggest bowl of nonsense we've been fed during this entire election cycle. You're talking about John Kasich, who said, I was a kid in 1978. My mom was at home making yellow cupcakes for the bake sale with all the other moms I knew who were at home, and they were really proud of the work they were doing.
Okay.
Why is he kitchen shaming people? That's not what he's doing.
And
that's what these feminists are doing when they respond to it.
Unfortunately, Katie, the governor actually, apologized if I offended anybody. He should have said, hey, you pinhead, I didn't mean that, and I was putting it in context is that my appeal, all right, is to people who are traditionalists, and that's what he was saying. And you say?
He was talking about a completely different time period. He was talking about the women that he was engaging with on a regular basis. He was going to people's homes and having conversations with them inside their homes. And I have to say, for the record, it's not John Kasich who is kitchen shaming. Let's not forget Hillary Clinton's famous quote from 1992 when she said, well, I could have just stayed home and made milk and cookies and had tea, but instead I went out to work. So Hillary Clinton took advantage of John Kasich's statement, which was in the context, has no controversy at all.
Did Hillary say something about Kasich?
She sent it out.
Today.
She tweeted. What did she tweet?
A woman's place is ellipsis wherever she wants.
Oh.
Yeah.
How profound. Tweeting. I love tweeting.
So,
all right, now I'm going to ask you both this question. Do you know women who just are offended by everything, that look to be offended, that if you make a comment, and particularly if you're a man, do you know people like that?
I do know people like that. I've had to unfriend many of them on Facebook.
Yes. Unfriended.
I do not want to hear anyone's political convictions or views on feminism.
So do you know
Facebook.
that you need these
I know
whiners.
these people, but it's funny because Donald Trump has come out and said John McCain is not a war hero. He said that Ariana Huffington is unattractive inside and out, and her husband was right to leave her for another man. And no one gets outraged by that because Donald Trump owns what he says. I think John Kasich actually made a mistake by apologizing and qualifying
I don't think you should have apologized. Now, do you know grievance women who are just looking to be offended by stuff that isn't really designed to offend?
Bill, I just hope that when I buy cookies and cupcakes from the store because I don't bake very well, that people aren't offended, okay? I mean, I prefer women who decide to be alpha in the sense they don't allow things like this to affect them. Again,
but do you know anyone in your world who's like this?
There's a couple people in my world, but as Kennedy said, in terms of close friends, no. We have bigger problems to deal with than John Kasich
I have a breaking news
thing.
All right. See this? Miss Kennedy was in the kitchen last night baking these gluten-free cookies.
Gluten-free and dairy-free.
For me. All right?
Move right
so you were in the kitchen.
I work and then I go home and make stuff in the kitchen where I'm not enslaved. I'm not. It's not indentured servitude. I love it.
All right. All right.
I hate it.
And you ladies out there offended, write to Kennedy. Tweet to Kennedy. All right. Whatever. All right, ladies. As always, thank you.